Good morning, Ramon. They all want to
Oh,
be in the
Wendy,
intro
hon.
today.
Yeah, they all want to get in the thumbnail. They like their FaceTime.
Yes, these are the two that didn't get their, prime time, exposure on YouTube. So they had to get
Well,
in
at
today.
least we've got some people on our team that like to come on the air and do shows.
That's right.
Great to see everyone here in the chat already. Wow. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in early and being here. We're going to have so much to talk about today. I don't know where to begin, and I probably don't know where to end. And we're going to cover so many games in the different sports from today and coming up this weekend with our football action. So let's just say hello to everyone before we get rolling here, just to say hi, because we're so thankful that you're here, especially all of our regular friends. And Latifa joining us. Great to see you as always. Thank you for being here. And Blake, hello. Yeah, we got plays. So
It's a lot to
awesome
get
to
through.
have you. We'll wait. We'll talk a few minutes about last night. Let people roll in a little bit. See if we can get up to, I don't know, 10, a dozen. But we know, hey, our show's getting viewed, it's over a couple hundred times right now. Just to let all our friends know how we're doing too. I don't know if you look, but and then if you look at the versions of each game that gets cut up, and that's getting viewed 200 more times. So really, that's pretty good at every game. That's the most important. Every game's getting viewed about maybe 300, 400 times. So we got to get these picks right. And you know what, Mindy? We are.
I
We're pretty
know. We're getting a
good
lot of them
today
right.
for the. Yeah. Oh, is that me or is that?
That looks like you. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Modern
These old eyes.
technology.
Yeah, these
Instant
old eyes.
cataracts.
I I I wear glasses, but I don't do them on the air. And you know what? I might start.
I have to in order to be able to read. So you're kind of stuck with me.
I was sad when I went, and I look, very sophisticated and probably smarter than I am. And all right, so Crush,
Like a real
hello.
true sports insider.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe you look younger. Great to have all you. All right, and we'll just talk about the card. Maybe go over the website real quick. We do want to,
I think we
tell you
have like
what we're
what
doing.
35 games we're going to go over about
Yeah,
today. So it's a bunch.
yeah. So I won't trouble you too much, Mindy, because we want to get into it. But we're here to. They tell us, we got to promote the website, and that's what we do. Here at Tony'sPicks.com. So we'll kind of incorporate our coverage of last night, I think, into Dominique Robinson. Hello, she's here, Latifa's friend. She's here to hang out with Latifa, but thank you.
And getting
Dominique,
some
great
picks
to
on the
see you.
side, right?
I want to make sure we give everybody that if you've been here before, thank you. Haven't popped you up there on screen, and I want to shout out everybody that I see that I don't recognize their name because we want you to be a part of our little growing community here. I think we've discussed it in our Mindy and I in our private meetings about how we're going to grow this community and all that. So, but Mindy, yeah, the picks yesterday, of course, with the morning's team, pretty good. But the free picks I thought were a little bit better actually yesterday for us. And
Yeah, we're on a five game winning streak or 5 day winning streak here for the morning's team. So off another good one last night.
And Sam is really on fire right now, so we will shout out Sam. Doesn't get to hear from him too much, but definitely crushing it here at Tony's Picks right now. That 4-0 night adds to his 30-day run of nearly 2 dimes up right now. Tiffany still leading the 7-day leaderboard, however, with a 43-27 record over the last 7 days, 1,300 in units. And I'm up there too, 33-19. With all due respect, Mindy, if I combine our picks together right there on the 7-day and my picks, which never duplicate, I make sure of that. I'm posting a 65-40 record with your help, of course, as leading me into the picks each time, where I make the decision at the end if I have the same pick as you. So that's pretty awesome, right there. If you're subscribing to me in the morning's team, be a little selfish for once, and maybe double me up in the 2-for-1 capper with it'd be 1.5 me and a quarter Mindy, if that's okay.
Right. It sounds like a DNA test.
And take a look at some of the offers there that we have today. Tiffany's coming in with a 7-pack of action, and awesome. Mindy, you're wondering if we're going to have it, but right, look, 3 NHL, 1 NBA, 1 Major League Baseball, 1 NFL, and 1 college football. I mean, who would
Getting it all, girl. Getting it all. That's right.
That's awesome. Sam, a $25 NHL pick in the Dallas-Toronto game. Well, that sounds like it should be an automatic purchase the way he's going right now. Collins has a 3-pack, NFL, NBA, and MLB. There's our morning's team college football coming up this weekend as well. The general manager has his big play in the NFL tonight. Ben's got his NFL play $15 tonight. Brandon checked in on the leaderboard yesterday for a time being. In fact, let's go to that as we review some of last night's.
Yeah, again, there was tons of folks on the leaderboard again today.
Again, Mindy, second straight day, huh?
Look, yeah, I had a push in there, so I wound up being.
No, okay. Well,
yeah, so I'm not on there, but.
Oh boy,
I know, right? Can you believe it?
It's still impressive. But again, I think you were just got juiced, is all right.
Exactly. I was, exactly 3-3, and I had the Rockets, and they pushed.
Yeah, and I had the premium Phoenix, so we just were washed there. Or I mean, not Phoenix. Who were they playing those? Atlanta, that 10-point spread. So. Yeah. Okay. But great day by the team. I mean, there's just no doubt about 100%. It. So you're here at Tony'sPicks.com. You're listening to Mindy and I, but that speaks for itself. All our plays are documented here on the site at Tony'sPicks.com. Mindy, the Padres, my favorite part of the day was watching.
Maybe the 5th inning.
And that little sequence there really was a stunner, really, because the team was doing nothing offensively when they broke through for another big inning. Though that's not the first time now in this little run they've had where they put together a massive inning, and really excited about how the Twitter sphere, even the announcers are commenting on our fans here. We don't get, like I said, we don't get much respect as fans here in San Diego because we don't have any teams. We're not a good fan base, quite frankly. If any of my friends in there from San Diego are watching, I'll challenge you on that. But we don't have a great fan base. Padre fans are great. They are loyal. And they will be there through thick and thin. They've proven that by having good crowds at Petco through some lean times, but they can't have any other teams because the fans just aren't sports frenzy like most of the country is. That's all I'm saying. And I am, because that's why I'm in this business, because I'm sports crazy. So
yeah, and I was bummed because I thought I was going to get through that. I had Phillies on the first 5, and it just blew up there in the end. But congrats, Ramon.
Thank you. See what happens, though.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Back home, I have my worries. Getting more names in the chat. Really fired up about that today.
I know. I'm glad you guys are all out there. Let us know who you like, what your picks are, how you did.
Mindy, combined for us yesterday in the NHL. If you look at our consensus, my premiums, your free picks, if I'm not mistaken, we were 5-1 in hockey, and the only thing that prevented us from going undefeated was my pick on the total in Philadelphia and Florida, which did have a 7 at times, but I recommended to go under 6.5. And of course, there was that goal with 3 seconds left.
Right.
So we were basically 3 seconds away from going 6-0. I had St. Louis as a premium.
And I had St. Louis as a premium.
We had the over together on the team picks. Right. You had those 2 puck lines. So we crushed it in the NHL yesterday, and with today's massive card, hopefully we'll do that again. I'm looking forward to that. And that huge card in the NBA, I don't know what we can touch on. There are definitely some storylines there. I think some funny ones, some good games, some, I don't know if anything stood out to you on that NBA card. I thought the most hilarious thing was that Ben Simmons is kind of a joke still.
Well, I didn't get to watch too much basketball. I mostly had it updating on my phone. I was watching Husker volleyball versus Purdue and had those kind of on the peripherals. Kind of watch more of the late night there with the Kings and the Suns. And both of those were pretty wild. Each of the favorites there got down, quite big in the, first period. But yeah, and then came back and made runs at the end where they each looked like they were going to cover and then wound up not there, like within minutes, right? Because we were on opposite sides. I had the Kings, and now I'm like, who did they play?
The Blazers. You had the. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. So I took them on the money line. So I'm like, all I needed them was to do is win, and you had them at like +2 or 3. So we could have both came in on that. And again, they gave up the lead with like 46 seconds left.
And I think we maybe not a great job by us on that. Was one of our morning steam total.
Oh, we just missed it by like 3 points. It was okay.
Yeah, and again there was again, but that was a game that went up as many as 7 points. So
yeah,
maybe we had no. And again, it seemed like I was, I know that I try not to be wishy-washy, but in that one, I still liked the over, and I was like, well, this thing has really gone way too, probably a little too high for my threshold. It had even gone over my window of, it reached my window of about 229. I think that's what we actually gave it out as, right, or somewhere around there.
Correct. And, I came in like 226.
Yeah, or my window went up to 231, but I mean, most of the bulk of the models, only a couple models, but I mean, most of them were around 224. So, but I was over all the way, and I was like, I really was expecting it to stay higher. So that's okay. But I also came through with some premium winners, if I can touch on them, in the NBA, because I swept my 3-0 pack with the night card with San Antonio game over. I had as a premium, OKC Minnesota under I had as a premium, and that Portland game. So 3-0 last night with my late night. I call it late night. It was the second half of the card in the 3-pack. Dominique says, I have picks today too, if interested. Yes, we are interested, unless you're talking to Latifa. But we want to see it. So what we like to do is, folks in the chat, if you want to see your pick on screen and put it on the record, of course, it'll always be in the record in the chat, but we'd like to flash it on the screen. If you make the comment during when we're previewing it, then we'll have time. If we've moved on to the next game, probably just be in the chat. But if you can put at least one of the team names in there too, so that we can know which game you're talking about, so I can pop it right up on screen. Great to have you guys there as well. So, all right, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages. Click on the All Cappers tab to see all of the cappers in an algorithm that kind of formulates who's hot over a certain time period. 7 days is what it basically builds itself on, but if you're ahead in multiple categories, then I think it'll put you on top as well. So there's our Steam team looking good. Collins looking pretty hot too these days with his numbers of late. 2-0 yesterday and having a pretty good week as well, 21-12. So we miss you, Collins. Hope to see you soon. I'm up there as well. So, all right, Mindy. I don't know what else we got. We can't dilly-dally around with
I know, we got to get going
right now because there's just too many games. So before we get started, though, we'll just tell you the order here is what we're going to cover with the free picks rundown. And we'll get to those picks. Hockey's coming, Timmy. Great to see you today. Thank you for coming. So it'll be Major League Baseball, followed by the NBA, followed by the NHL, then the NFL. Even though we got a Thursday night game, we're going to cover all the Sunday games. We're just going to bulk those together. Hopefully you can stick around for those. If not, you can always catch the videos later. And then college football. And then if anybody's looking for our college football games from today, Mindy, there's 2 games, of course, in college. We covered those on our Monday show, or you can just type the names into your YouTube search and with the words Morning Steam, and you can get our preview for Virginia and Georgia Tech. Troy and South Alabama, big game in the Sun Belt tonight. We have picks. No consensus for us, so you got multiple picks from us and from Tony. I'll tell you this right now. If you look at the picks between Mindy and Tony and I on those two college games tonight, you're going to get a side and a total.
That's right.
And then you're going to get a couple of disagreements in there between a few of us. I don't think we're on the same page as Tony on the Thursday night games. I don't know. So, all right, let's get started. We got to get rolling, Mindy. Let's bring up the free picks rapid fire graphic and get rolling on these games. We'll update the spreads as we go along. These were entered in as many as 3 hours ago because there were so many games that I typed the graphics in. So there could be some changes. I'll show you the original line, maybe as of 3:30 a.m. Pacific to 4 a.m. Pacific, and then maybe I'll update it with the current line. That way you can look to see if there's been any opening line moves since the line's kind of open, particularly for the East Coast. I think is a good way to look at that. Let me flash on the screen here real quick since we're not going to cover this game. Let's get our friends' picks in here. Timmy says take Troy plus 2.5. I think, I want you to go see the video and see who, and Latifa as well. So, we don't want to give it away, but maybe
Our
they
picks are out there.
Yeah. Okay. You said it. Okay. Let's get into it right now and start with Major League Baseball with the game today between the Yankees and the Astros. I flubbed this one up big time yesterday. I don't know how you did on it, but you do have Valdez here, favorite, probably $1.45 now, and I'm showing the total has ticked up to about 7 flat.
Yeah, I liked Houston just on the money line. I did not personally make a play on that just because the odds were a little bit too high, minus 185. So I just left it alone. I was just a spectator yesterday in the game. Houston took one out of the Yankees playbook, perhaps, yesterday. One on the long ball. Severino, right-hander. He's 0-2 versus the Astros. 3.75 ERA, allowed only 1 home run. Valdez, on the other hand, he faced the Yankees only once and has a 4.50 ERA on his one start, and he did give up a home run as well on 3 runs. Yankees, they're still just totally, struggling offensively, hitting the 177 as a team.
Oh, well, it's 6:25. Mindy's internet's cut out on her. We'll get her back. Comes back in. She was just ready to talk about Aaron Judge. So I will also add to the games here. Dominique said she had Houston yesterday. There comes Mindy back. I want to add one more play in here as we meet Airplane Boop for the first time. Airplane Boop is joining us.
So I need to get back. I'm sorry. I don't know. I know they're doing work in
everything up to Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I know they were doing work in the backyard on so who knows? Donaldson, he's 211. Torres, 130. And then you have the Astros hitting, 220. Altuve, he's 0-16 in the playoffs here. I think Valdez, he can go probably 6 to 7 innings. Severino, probably about 5. I like the Astros bullpen here a little bit better. But I think this one's going to be an under game. It seems like to me, lots of folks here on that Yankees team are having trouble. I'm going to go under the 7 here.
All right. I can't give up for some reason on the Yankees. I don't know why. I want to go with it's against my better judgment. I mean, I want to take Houston. I like Valdez. I'm going to everything's telling me that the Yankees have value here, but I just feel like Valdez is just more consistent, maybe than Severino. I don't like the price at all, so that's why I guess it's going to be a free play. Going to give out Houston. Airplane Boop coming in. Yankees don't hit good against lefties. Yeah, you see it there. So. Dominique says maybe even buy this up here, I think is what she's saying, to 7.5 or 8. I might even check on that real quick to see what those prices are, because that doesn't sound too bad. I would think 8 though might be as high as maybe $1.80 or $2. Let me just check that. I don't mind, especially in a playoff. You want to win. Now it's hard to lay a big juice like that. Let's see, under 8 minus $1.90, under 7.5 minus $1.60. So, all right. Okay, gotcha, Dominique. Appreciate you. I'll call you Dom from here on out. Timmy says Valdez, good winning percentage. Going to do it. Going to take Houston on this money line here. And that'll be my free play.
Sounds good, Ramon.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I give it out as I wouldn't give it out as a premium. Just not at that price. To me, maybe there's still value in the Yankees if anybody can grasp my logic here on that. But I'm going to give out Houston. I think Valdez, obviously, Mr. Consistency this season. We know the Yankees are having some problems that may continue on the road. I don't know if you thought they had a hangover yesterday or not, Mindy.
Yes, like you said, on the plane drinking too much champagne, definitely had a hangover. But they might continue today too. We'll see.
All right, thanks for everyone for joining us. We're going to continue on and get right into. We got to keep going. Yeah, we got to get right into the NBA here in tonight's action. Just 2 games tonight, with Thursday night TNT night, and 2 marquee matchups. 2 of the best teams in the Eastern Conference going. We get to see the Bucks for the first time and see how they fare on the road against the Sixers. We've seen the Sixers once already. Sixers favored here. Let's see if that is indeed the line. Right now, the Sixers, they were favored coming in by 4 points and the total 225. Now I'm showing it down 223.5.
Oh my goodness. Lots of movement there. Yeah, I mean, 76ers opened with that loss to the Celtics, 126-117. After coming into the season with just a ton of momentum, they had that perfect preseason. Harden played well, 35 points in that outing. Embiid, Maxey were both over 20 as well. And the Bucks are good at shooting the 3 here. But they'll be without a couple of key guys here also. Are they going to be rusty on the defensive side? I mean, I think it's awesome that 76ers have one under their belt here. I'm going to go with Philly -4 here at home.
All right. Well, Milwaukee has covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings, and this is a pretty notable series because of the 2, teams being kind of elite, or at least at the top. Yeah, Milwaukee's elite. Philadelphia very close to elite, if not elite, and with they 2 of the best players in the league, obviously matching up here. I like it over. 6 of the last 7 meetings in Philly have gone over. I like that it's ticked down a little bit. It's even juiced to the under. It may go down even further. Not sure if it's sharp, might be sharp, but I'm going to look for this one to go over as my free play, Milwaukee and Philly. Then we're going to head out west to see how bad the Lakers can look tonight against the Clippers. But the Clippers, look, maybe they're going to be one of the best teams, but really they're always, a major disappointment in a way as well. They never win the big game. So this isn't a big game at all. I mean, these 2 teams, they play a lot. And, the Clippers have had the better of the Lakers. There's no doubt about it in this series over the last couple of years.
I mean, they should see it as every game's a big game, right, Ramon? But yet we don't always see that until we get towards, hey, we need 2 games to get into the playoffs where we could have won, 2 games in October. But I'm going to take a look at the under here in this one. It is the debut for the Clippers. They were 4-0 last season versus the Lakers. I think the Lakers think that they can probably go ahead and make a run for the playoffs, but they're still struggling. Their identity, I don't exactly know what it is yet besides the fighting LeBron James, right? They've just been really sloppy. They committed 22 turnovers there versus the Warriors. Unders 5-2 in the last 7 meetings in LA. Give me the under.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to make us a better line, but I think anybody can look at the screen right now and see that it's about 225.5 across the board. Maybe it's 225, but it's going up, so maybe it'll go up even further. When I don't know if what people are thinking about these 2 teams, but this is reaching about the top of my my range right here with my low range is down to 220 or so. So I agree with him. And in this, we gotta have a
Consensus
consensus.
play.
I already
Right.
like the under. I was probably gonna maybe use the under as a premium tonight. So why not use it here with you and have a premium with you with a consensus play on the Clippers and the Lakers to go under. I found LeBron James comments pretty poignant. Basically comparing the Lakers to a football team, where saying that the team is like a team that a football team is uh, built for throwing underneath passes, and yet they're going for the long ball because they don't have
I,
the right personnel. Something I'm paraphrasing there, but the
yeah,
Lakers don't
you
shoot
get the
well,
gist.
and one of the big successes for LeBron James throughout his career is ability to penetrate and kick it out to guys who could knock down shots. The Lakers don't have anyone that can knock down shots right now consistently. And Latifa says he threw everyone under the. Maybe he was talking about Harden. I don't want to get it wrong there. Uh, yeah, I don't want to get that wrong when you're talking about LeBron James. I feel bad for LeBron if they can't figure this out, because he still looks, in
Good.
peak form out there. And AD,
What did you hear that, Ramon? That they said he spends over $1 million on what he puts into his body a year, or like whether it be food, supplements, massage, whatever. I was like, wow.
well, I,
Wow.
I can identify with that because I spend uh, several dollars myself on
Like
self.
$7 on lipstick, stuff like that.
I mean, uh, hey, it's not a bad idea, and it's not just about uh, you know whine about my health a little bit, but we all could take a lesson there from Braun. But I
At
did
a
I
million.
did
Wow.
like that story there. So. All right, and yep, some more comments there. Clippers bench too deep. So there's our picks there on this one.
All
All
right.
right, that's our look at the NBA. So we've knocked out two sports already, and we're gonna go
Look at us
next.
go.
Yeah, we go next to hockey. Maybe because we did so well, I wanted to put hockey up, but mostly because there's all these games are tonight. NFL will be next with the
And
1:30
Latifa, she is
game.
always honest about getting our NFL picks out. Or I
Yeah.
mean NHL picks out early.
Well, I mean, look, we had a big day. We had a good day yesterday. So let's see if we can duplicate that. And I'm sure with this big card, we'll come up with several consensus picks. And we'll start it off here with Dallas. I'm going to make sure I call up my goalies as well, Mindy, as we start to take a look. And these hockey numbers, we do see kind of a lot of movement. So I'm showing Toronto $1.65, 6.5 over 15. Not much change here, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at the Stars here on the money line. They're 3-0 this season. They only allow 1 goal per game, second in shooting percentage. Underdog is 9-4 in the last 13 meetings. I'm gonna take the Stars.
Okay, Mindy's on Dallas on the road here as a pretty nice dog. They're off to a pretty good start, Mindy, no doubt about it, with their 3-0 record. These teams are combined right now 0-5 to the number, and the series has gone under in 5 of the last 6 in Toronto. But boy, I think that might be enough for me. I'm really torn on that as far as, because look, I really had a one grade out there at a 7, and I was leaning over in this one. But man, the fact that the teams haven't even played an over yet, boy, uh, to me, that seems like this would, maybe this would be the case, especially now that you say Dallas. Dallas comes out firing like they will. Latifa says she's on Dallas as well. So Dom says, give me the over in this one as well. So, man, I really do like the over in this one. I'm bothered by those trends, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to agree with Dom. I'm going to go over in this one. I think we can get to 7 goals here. in this one. I think the way Mindy was painting it might be 5-2. Or 4-3 though might be maybe 4-3 since Dallas is such a big underdog. 4-3 seems realistic. There, Airplane Boop says, "Give me Dallas on the puck line." Great to have the picks in there today. This is what we
Yes.
were aiming for when we
Exactly.
started this show. Okay, Washington and Ottawa. This one, again, let me just touch on that. Ottawa, Washington and Ottawa here with Kemper and Forsberg. Nobody's confirmed. I don't think any goalies are confirmed yet today. Kemper here in this one. This is I've got this line just totally wrong here, Mindy. Let me fix it.
Yeah, I don't think it
Ottawa.
was that high, right?
No, Ottawa's favored in this one. Ottawa is minus $1.15, 6.5 over 30. Just a typo.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Capitals here on the money line. 17, 2-1 in the last 20 games. Well over 85% trend on that one. Capitals are also ninth in scoring. I'll take those Capitals plus money.
Okay, yeah, what I had there was the puck line price,
Yeah.
not necessarily the right money line there. So Dom says, I like the Capitals on the money line as well. Washington, 3-1 on the puck line as well, but that is a big price in the puck line. Washington 5-0 at Ottawa and 17-4 last 21 against Ottawa. They do pretty well here, but for me, I think under is probably going to get my call, especially at that price now of 6.5 over 30. That's a pretty high number there. So I'm going to end up going under 6.5 in this one with Washington and Ottawa. All right. Nashville on the road here, going to be at Columbus. Nashville, the favorite, minus $1.40, total 6.5 over 20. No change.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for the total to go over. Over's 4-0 in the last four in Columbus. Also 4-0 in the last four overall between these two teams, and the under is 5-1 for the Blue Jackets in their last 6 games following a win. Gonna go under in this one.
Okay, yeah, those are definitely some, conflicting trends, but I think I like
Oh, I'm
the
sorry.
last.
I had it wrong there, didn't I? I said under in the last one. I meant over. Over is my pick.
Okay, your pick is over though.
It is over. Yes, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I just said under on the last one there accidentally. My fault.
Okay. And the pick is okay. I gotcha. Yeah, because what is it? 4-0 to the over last 4 meetings. You said okay, understood. Yeah, for me, look, these teams are combined 1-8 against the puck line so far this season. So I think for me, I lean towards the Nashville team on the road. $1.40 looks like a pretty high price. I don't know if I could necessarily give it out right now as a premium. They are 49-19 last 68 games against Columbus. That's a plus 30 games against them here. I'm going to go Nashville on the road as my free pick today. Blake says go Preds on the money line. All right, next up, Arizona on the road against Montreal. Vejmilka in goal, possibly for Arizona. Montembeau for Montreal. I just wanted to say Montembeau, Montreal. And looks like the Habs, big favorite here, down to $1.65.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for the Coyotes here in this one. They're 3-1 versus Montreal in the last 3 seasons. 5-2 in the last 7 in Montreal. Coyotes here, they're 6th in shooting percentage this season and 3rd in power play. Give me the Coyotes.
And Latifa agrees with you.
Heck
Maybe
yeah.
what is it? Maybe it's just something. Maybe Arizona players. Maybe they're probably many from Canada. Doesn't matter. But whatever reason, we joked about the last game we won.
Yeah.
With them, so they're coming back here in this one. But Montreal 3-0 to the under thus far. I think that's the direction that I'm thinking about? You said money line for Arizona or puck line?
I said the money line.
Yeah. Gosh, I kind of want to agree with you there a little bit. But I think I'm going to end up with the under here. Montreal 0-3 to the under so far, and I will take under 6.5 in this one with Arizona and Montreal as my free play. Now Anaheim is on the road against Boston. Anaheim be going with Stolars possibly here. Boston Swayman may get the nod. No, maybe it will be. I'm showing it could be Gibby and Allmark. I'd say right now I just question which goalies are going to be in it all.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about, in the chat here that, Boston kind of surprised us versus Ottawa, or the other way around, right? Ottawa surprised us. But Bruins just, like I said, he just needs to get his pads on the ice and we'll be able to stop lots of pucks this year. But the Ducks, they're 10-3 in the last 13 games. They're 5-2 in the last 7 meetings in Boston. Both are off those losses, and Bruins are 24th this year in goals against. I like the Ducks here to keep this one close. I'm going to look for the Ducks on the puck line, plus 1.5.
Now, the teams are a combined 7-1 to the over this season. It's been a good series for Anaheim, no doubt about it. 11 of the last 14 they've won against Boston, including 5 of the last 7 in Boston. So I can see what you're talking about there. But for me, I think, I did have a couple of 7s in my models here. And the series is 7-3-2 to the over in Boston and 11-5-4 the last 20 to the over, which would indicate that Anaheim does some scoring, right? Because they are winning the games against Boston and the games are going over. The teams are a combined 7-1 to the over this season, as I mentioned. That also favors what you said, I think, about Anaheim in the game. I'm going to go over. So we have another pick. So no consensus yet, but
nope, not yet.
Giving multiple picks here. And I've got the over in this one. Really appreciate the comments today. If I don't get to you, I'm sorry. There's so many of you, but really awesome. So stoked about that. A little bit of disagreement, it looks like, in the chat in this one. All right. That's all right. Let's go with San Jose next. And in this one, the Rangers favorite. Here's one I typed in wrong again, Mindy. Just too many games. I'm sorry. The Rangers are a huge favorite in this one. Let's be real. Yes. They are minus 275, and the total has moved up about 10 cents. However, at 6.5 under 20.
Yeah, I mean they're big favorites for a reason, right? Sharks are 0-5. Rangers 8-1-1 in the last 10 games. Give me those Rangers on the puck line minus 1.5.
Okay. Gotcha there. Wrote that one down. Latifa says maybe that's money line. And Dom says Rangers on puck line. So for me, rough start, with these Sharks losing the 2 games over in the Czech Republic. They're losing on the road here. What a tough situation to manage travel-wise now in this. Now that looking back on that, right? San Jose 0-7 the last 7 games, 0-4 to the under last 4 against the Rangers. Boy, I really do have to agree, though, I think, with you here, Mindy. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to continue to take advantage of San Jose at this point, and I'm going to go with the puck line as well. Let's have our first consensus play here.
Consensus play.
Yeah. I just feel like this is a tough. San Jose isn't very good, and given this situation, traveling right now to start the season, what a disaster! This is going to be tough to overcome for the Sharks this year. Not that they were going anywhere, but man, must be kind of demoralizing at this point. All right, my Kings are going on the road here to take on Pittsburgh. Buck 80, 6.5 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, I like Jari on goal, but the Kings are 3-0-1 the last 3 seasons. They're on that 3-game winning streak, and second in goals scored, second in assists this season. Give me those Kings on the puck line at plus 1.5 here today.
All right, Mindy's going to come in on those Kings. Let's see. Teams are combined right now 6-2 to the over this season. The series has gone over in 5 of the last 6 meetings. I think that's the way I'm going to look in this one. I think this one can get over. Latifa says go over. I believe she might be talking about this game, so I'll lean on her expertise. Hope she's talking about this game, and I'll go over 6.5 with Kings and Pittsburgh. Keep it up, Kings.
Let's do it.
And she also says take those Kings.
I like it.
All right, that's the 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific block, 6 Central. Don't forget with Mindy.
Yeah,
and let's
right.
get into some of the later evening games, if you will. With
I know I get forgot about in the Midwest.
Never.
Yes, all those professional teams go everywhere around us all the time.
I'll put in Sorokin here. Maybe it's going to be Sorokin instead of the backup here, or instead of Varlamov. Those guys are okay. And Blackwood for New Jersey. The Islanders here minus $1.35. The total has gone up just a little bit, 6.5 under 25.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Islanders here. They're 17-6-1, 70% win percentage versus the Devils here. In the last 24 games, I know it's kind of a big trend, but I still like it. Islanders average 6 goals here per game in their last 2. They're all at, 100% kill percentage. So you can't get better than that right now. I'll take the Islanders minus 135.
No, this was going to be a premium for me, Mindy, if you didn't go on the Islanders. So let's just make it a consensus play. Islanders, 21 last 21 games, 16-5 against New Jersey, 27-9 in the last 36 meetings. So why not? I don't mind this at all. Look, we're paying a nickel more than the opening line, but that's okay at $1.35. Let's have a consensus play.
Consensus play.
The Islanders against New Jersey. Dom says lay that puck line here.
Yeah, going after it.
Yeah, what is that line at? Let's plus
obviously
$1. Yeah, $1.80.
Nice.
Let's go, Dom. I'll Venmo you some money, and we'll play the puck line together. All right. And airplane boop. Oh man, I gotta like this. Gotta like airplane boop. Says take Islanders in the under. So, and I tell you what, I don't mind that either. Watch out, get that 6.5 under. Well, I don't know. It was 6.5 under 30. Now it's 6.5 under 25. So actually can get a little bit better price there. Maybe even wait on that. So because I was liking it as well. I had some of my grades at 6. My lean was going to be over, and the line came out a little higher than I thought. So that's going to end up possibly putting me on the under as well. Let's continue on with Vancouver and Minnesota here. Let's take a look. I'm not Martin is what I have listed right now against Gustafson in this one. Minnesota $1.70, 6, and this total is 6.5 over 30. I'm going to check and see when you come in if I've just typed the early line wrong, or has it indeed moved from 6.5 under 25 to 6.5 over 30. If anybody wants,
should I look to see what I had on my spreadsheet here?
Oh, did you have the early line? Maybe.
Yeah, I had early line. So we're doing, which one
mistake.
are we on? Canucks and Wild, right?
Yeah, let me.
So I had Wild at minus 185, and I had 6.5 there for.
Yeah, it looks like it was always over. So I think I may have had that entered in wrong. So
okay,
there has not been a significant. There has been a little bit of a move. I'm showing that maybe was an opener of minus $1.20. or $1.25. So just 5 or 10 cent move to the over, however.
Yeah, the Wild, they're 12, 2-1, off of 2 or more days rest over the last 15 games. Canucks have lost 4 of their last, but they've kind of just given these games away. They've gone out to big leads, losing 4-3 in overtime. Canucks here, though, they're second in power play, 42.9%. The Wild are. So I like the Wild in this one. Wild are second in power play, 42.9%. I'll take the Wild.
Could be the top goalies in there today. Let's list them anyways for the time being. There was talk maybe that the second string goalies would be in there. Teams are a combined 6-1 to the over this year, so I think that's the way I'm going to end up looking in this one. I did have some sevens marked down, and maybe I don't know. Maybe this one could get to 7. Look out! Go over in this one with Vancouver and Minnesota as my free play. Well, we're knocking this NHL card out, and we're going to take a look next with Carolina and Edmonton. Wow, Carolina, great start so far.
I kind of thought the line was a little bit, I don't know. I thought kind of suspicious given where they're at. They're 3-0 and 3-0 in Edmonton over the last 3 seasons. They're only holding opponents to 1 goal per game. I really like the Hurricanes here getting that plus money. I'll take them.
And I'll change maybe Edmonton to Campbell. We'll see what happens here. Nobody's confirmed, but Carolina, what can you say? They're hot. You like them, right?
I do. I'm taking those Hurricanes.
I like them too in this spot. 4-0 at Edmonton in the last 4. Seems to be some offense in this series as well. So I don't know if the comment. Let me see who had made that. If Timmy was talking about this game possibly being a shootout, because that's what I'm kind of feeling here as well. And I think Carolina gets the best of it, especially in a game that's near a pick'em. Let's make it our third consensus play of this 13 game or 12 game card, and take Carolina.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, hey,
I like it.
We're clicking on hockey, so. Buffalo and Calgary in this one, showing currently Calgary minus down to 265, total 6.5 over 20.
I mean, Sabres they're playing good on goal here, not allowing much this season. They're 5th in goals against, 7th in shooting percentage, undefeated on the puck line this season. The road team is 7-1 in the last 8 meetings. I'm going to take Buffalo here on the puck line plus 1.5.
All right. Yeah, hasn't been a great start for these teams, I guess, so far, right? So 6-1 combined, can that be right? But and 6-1 to the over, a lot of goals so far between these two teams. I don't mind that Buffalo play. Boy, this one's ugly.
Tell us how you really feel, Ramon.
Yeah, well, I'm hemming and hawing like I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna have to pass right now.
Pass.
Yeah.
Ramon, pass.
Well, maybe a premium. I don't know. Maybe a premium in there. Maybe I'm hiding something. Not. I don't know. Teams, they're looking poor at this point. That's for sure. All right, last game here. Winnipeg and VGK in this one. Could be Rittich in goal for Winnipeg, so that could change things a little bit. But the line right now is Vegas all the way up from an early. If Rittich, maybe Rittich is in there, because I'm showing Vegas now all the way up to 210. That's a 50 cent increase right now, and the total has gone up to 6.5 over 25. So even though no goalies have been confirmed, and Rittich is okay, but I don't think that you can necessarily compare him to Heilbuck. So maybe that's what we're seeing here because I'm showing Vegas on a big move.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to the puck line though. I like where the Jets are sitting. They're doing well, only losing by 1 goal. So Jets are 5-0 over Vegas the last 3 seasons. Only one loss, this season as well. They're second in penalty minutes, while Vegas is 20th in kill percentage. I think they should be able to, keep this one close. I'll take the Jets plus 1.5 goals.
I'm going to agree with you. I think just after seeing that move, I was already leaning towards Winnipeg, like you said, because of the series history in this one. Look, both teams are playing well. Winnipeg's playing well too. I mean, both teams are 5-1 straight up and against the puck line, right? So the fact that this looks like a good series, yes, we wish we had Heilbuck, I think, in there, no doubt about that. But I don't know. At this increase of a price, plus 1.5 now at minus 145 or so. We've got a fourth consensus play.
Yes.
We're going to take the Winnipeg Jets and have 4 plays.
All right, you ready for the recap? We got Rangers minus 1.5, Islanders about minus 135, Hurricanes about plus 105, and the Jets plus 1.5. I don't really know where they were sitting, but yes. Should get some plus money on that, right? Maybe.
Dom says, watch out, on that back-to-back. Of course, they just played at Colorado, and they got that puck line last night. So, yeah, got to be concerned with that. That also could be a factor. I don't know. That should be built into the line necessarily. So, like I said, that 160, that was no joke. You could have had that line just 3 hours ago. So, really, if you're playing Vegas, probably have missed out. I'm sure there'll be plenty of public action on there, but man, they adjusted really quick so far, I think, in that one. So, all right, that's a look at it. So that sounds like a 3-pack and maybe a solo best bet. Minnie and I will discuss that, see how we're going to attack that as we cover the hockey 12-game card tonight. All right. Well, let's get ready to take a look at the National Football League, Mindy, including tonight's game. And then the first 7 games of the card for Sunday. We'll take a look at those 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Central games as well. But we've got to start with tonight's game, whether or not, Mindy, I did get the numbers there. I promised, I said I was going to share them yesterday, but I think it'd be a better time today to go over those numbers. Let me bring up the panel here for our game tonight between the Saints and the Cardinals. And the Cardinals right now are going to be favored. The Cardinals that they can't win a home game to save their lives right now, but they're favored tonight against the Saints. They haven't won. I don't know. Has it been a year at home they haven't won? Something like that. Now they're favored tonight, though, 2.5 against the Saints team with a lot of injuries, but also some players coming back. So looks like we're going to get Dalton.
Yeah, did you see that injury report? I mean, like they put it out on Twitter, and it was like basically the whole page on your phone there.
Yeah, Olave's in. Olave's in. I like that. I don't know though.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints, they're coming off a loss to the Bengals, 26-30. Cardinals lost to Seattle 9-19, where they didn't score an offensive touchdown. I'm actually going to look at the over total. Vegas seems to think those Cardinals are going to be able to get something done today. The Saints score a lot of points. The over 6-2 in the last 8 meetings between these two teams. They allowed 26 points there. The Saints do. The Cardinals, 24. I just think with the way these defenses are headed and the amount of offense that I think that they have the ability to put up, I think this is going to go over the total.
All right. Well, I have concerns there just because of the, total league-wide trend that everybody's talking about. I mean, Thursday night games are just totally been a solid
Yes.
under. Not only this year, but long term. Right now, it's getting really creepy in a way as far as why that is. I mean, even New Orleans is 12-3-1 to the under in their Thursday night games over the last many years now. But so that's what I worry about. And the unders are coming in at 61% right now league wide. On Thursday night, it's even more of a discrepancy. So I don't like the fact that Arizona can't get anything done at home right now. Something is broken there. Uh, like I said, I like Olave. Look, Latifa says, "Is this one of any games going over? This
Right.
is going to be it." So, Airplane Boop says Saints and over. Yep. Shard says Cards money line. I think you're going to see a lot of public discrepancy on
It's a
this
weird
game. It
game.
doesn't surprise me. So, but I like New Orleans given those parameters that I mentioned. Arizona just not getting it done at home right now. New Orleans 5-2 the last 7 meetings between the two teams. It's been 1-7 for Arizona against the spread. Their last 8 at home. Give me the Saints, and I like Olave to have a big game tonight. We already know he's kind of a breakout star, and I think I already called for one. Yeah, look at Dom. He says, "Don't forget, we got Hopkins
No, it's awesome.
playing tonight." I think you're going to see a lot of Kyler to
Maybe it
Hopkins.
will change the whole dynamic. Who knows, right?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, look, the Arizona. The one thing that Arizona has been lacking, right, is that kind of receiver that they need like that. And I just don't know. Will they? Is he going to go to the well too often? Yeah, I don't think you can go to the well too often with Hopkins, but you're going to see many attempts tonight. Maybe look at those receiver props over for Hopkins. So Boop comes in with that stat as well that Saints have done very, very well in the series against Arizona. 2 NFC teams, so these teams do meet a little more frequently
Right.
than uh, you know yeah, Timmy says a lot of receivers out, and that is the case for uh, the Saints. But again, that's why, and I like Olave to have that big game. So maybe we'll see those two great receivers have big nights tonight.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for
feel like I need to pick up a Robbie Anderson because he's available in most fantasy leagues too. He might actually they might go to him as well.
looking at some of the waiver wire information on fantasy because I always like to look
You
at
do
that
daily, you
stuff.
said, right?
Even
Yeah.
though I don't have time to play in any leagues, but to me it helps on looking at But they were showing how you could make a whole real strong lineup out of the waiver wire this week. So this is a week to maybe pick up some guys. And Shard, all right, Shard, I'm with you. It better be. I mean, this is Thursday night
Right? Or
football.
we're all going to go and strike if it's terrible.
Well, I mean, you think on the surface, Saints and Cardinals right now doesn't look like a great game, but I think what Shard is saying here is anytime it's under a field goal, right, it should be competitive. But again, we've seen so many of these.
Well, if we can get maybe over 30 points, it might be considered a good game, no matter
Right. Well, the winning
what
team,
it is.
Mindy, the winning team in Thursday night football over the last 2 weeks has scored exactly 12 points.
Right.
So maybe take safety first score is like 100-1 tonight. So maybe that's the answer.
Yeah. Oh, you get the Bears on Monday night. I was like, oh, don't we get the Broncos again? But no, we get the Bears on Monday night.
Right. Yeah, it has to do with that as well. But again, like I said, Arizona, no great shakes. They have their own issues right now, especially you saw the press conference with Kyler Murray talking about, should Mr. Handsome relinquish his play calling duties, and Kyler was like, absolutely not. So sounds like Kyler's still all in with him. So, all right, that's it for the tonight's game between the Saints and the Cardinals. We're gonna
Well,
get ready.
it should. I mean, we hope it's a good one.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and Mindy went over. Let me recap. Mindy went
Yes.
over, and I went on New Orleans. All right, we're gonna get to look at Sunday now, and start with the Lions and the Cowboys. The Cowboys here favored in this one. Total Cowboys by 7. The total is up to 49. That one opened as low as 47.5. Is Detroit gonna give it up again?
Oh, I don't know. Ramon, I have such a hard time with this one. And I feel like I shouldn't have a hard time, right? Both these teams are coming in on losing streaks, a little bit of a skid for the Lions. 0-29. Before that, they were putting up the points. Cowboys losing to the Eagles 17-26. Of course, they're probably going to get, Dak Prescott back. But he hasn't played in weeks. The Lions, they still scoring 28 points a game, second most yards in the NFL still with 423 a game. I hate my pick, but I'm going to go Lions +7. I'm going to make everyone mad too, but I just like them in this spot. I think they're going to be able to keep it close. And there's a lot of weird uncertainty things that can happen here.
Yeah, well, look, Detroit, obviously they've been an interesting story now after that first week. I mean, it's just like, it was neat while it was going on, but Dallas 10-1 against the spread against sub 500 teams. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think of the quarterback situation this week, Bindi? Do you think we get Dak yet?
Yeah, I do. I think Dak's going to play. I also think the Cowboys' defensive line is going to give Goff a hard time, but they're going to have to play from behind. And then that's where weird things happen with those Detroit Lions. They seem to play well under duress for whatever reason. That's kind of – I just think that Dak might come off, be a little bit sluggish. They might run the ball, might slow the game down a little bit. That's kind of the direction I'm thinking that this is going to go. I think Cowboys will, jump out to a little bit of a lead, but they'll wind up letting these Lions, for whatever reason, get back into it.
All right. We'll just have a disagreement. We'll agree to disagree. Yeah, I think Dallas. Well, I just think I'm expecting a high-scoring game. Hint, hint. And I'm already paying. Going to be paying a tax here as I get on it because I've missed 1.5 points. But to me, just the fact these, they go over when they meet. Detroit's still giving it up. Yeah, okay. So that it came back. They came back to earth as far as those high scores were considered. But now Dallas at home. If Dak's in there, especially, I look for more than 6 or 7 touchdowns for sure. But I'll take Dallas and I'll lay the 7. So we got a disagreement there.
Yeah, it happens.
Timmy said Detroit games go over a lot. Yeah, they do. All right. Appreciate the comments. Let's continue on with. Wait, is this thing broken? It says the Jaguars are a 3-point favorite against the Super Bowl contenders, the New York Giants. Now, the Jaguars are, well, we'll call them a division contender at this point. I don't know. We're totally sold on Jacksonville. They've been a nice story. They have not been as big of a story as these Giants, certainly. But the Jags are favored here for some reason. Not quite sure what's going on unless we just think that the Giants, okay, they've overachieved so far, but it doesn't look fluky in a way. I mean, they've actually won kind of ugly, which is in a way impressive.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because it's warm weather, home field advantage, playing on grass. Who knows? Giants won against the Ravens last week, 24-20. Jaguars lost to the Colts, 27-34. I think both of these teams defensively are really proving themselves. I picked up the Jaguars defense for my fantasy team. I played them. They're playing better than, a lot of the teams like the Steelers and stuff like that have, decent defenses here. In the past, but I'm going to take a look at the under because of that. It's 23-6-2 in the Giants last 31 overall. With these two defenses, I think they're just going to be able to really have this smash mouth in the trenches. I don't see a whole lot of passing going on. I think it's going to be mostly a ground game here in this one. I'll take the under 42.
And how about this one, Mindy? The Jacksonville 1-10 to the under at home their last 11 games against teams above 500. So you can see where I'm going with this one. I'm going to agree with you. Look, the Giants 5-1 against the spread as well as straight up, which has been super impressive. And getting the points here, I don't mind it. I'm not saying the Giants are for real because look, they've got those two good teams ahead of them, and I know that nobody's really putting the Giants up there with those teams yet,
True.
but people still don't want to take them too seriously. And again, I mean, Danny Dimes is still showing a little bit of inconsistency. Barkley's been outstanding, no doubt about it, but they don't have a tremendous passing game, but they've still been able to get it done, and some good defense. So I'm going to agree with you. Let's have a premium. Let's have a premium. A consensus. Let's go under in this one. 42 Giants and Jags.
Let's do it.
All right. Appreciate everybody in the comment. And oh boy, I don't know now. Airplane Boop says we might be wrong on that.
We get a challenge.
Dom says he likes the Jags laying the 2.5, and I would encourage Dom to get on that. If he's got a 2.5 that isn't too unless Dom's saying juice it up a little bit, that's okay. Lay the 2.5 with the juice, because I'm actually showing mostly 3 minus 15 already. So
unless he already jumped in on it early on.
Yeah, maybe as well, right? But again, Jacksonville seems to be getting a lot of public attention this week, and I want Jacksonville. I want Lawrence to succeed. I really do, and I'd like to see Jacksonville turn it around somehow. I don't know, but I don't mind. I lean Giants, but we got our play. It's consensus play on the under Giants and Jags. Let me just turn this, Mindy. I got a computer rebooting over here. All right, we're going right back at it with those two teams we just saw, I believe, a couple weeks ago with the Colts and the Titans, the big running games we talked about between these two teams. Titans favorite here by 2. It's kind of juiced up. It's going to be maybe heading up to 2.5, total 42.5.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of hate this game. The Colts won last time, they lost to the Jaguars last week, 34-27. Titans defeated the Commanders 21-17. Titans been scoring about 19 points a game. Colts here 17. I'm going to go ahead and look to the under here again. Under's 10-1. The Colts last 11. Under's 8-3 in Titans last 11 games overall. So yeah, I'm going to go under.
Yeah, this has actually been a interesting series because Indy's favorite fared pretty well on the road in the series, 7-3 against the spread at Tennessee, but they've lost against the spread in the last 4 meetings. You mentioned all those trends to the under. Indy 0-6 now on the road in their last 6. Latifah says, give me Colts money line. Dom, Colts money line. I see where you're going with that. Taking that plus money, not too bad. Indy 1-5 to the under this year, Mindy. So yeah, I mean, I see where you're going with that. But series has gone 5-2 to the over in Tennessee. I'm kind of torn on that one. But for me, I'm going to end up going against even my chat here. I'm going to lay these 2 points with Tennessee at home in this one. Airplane Boops with me a little bit.
There you go.
I'm laying the 2 on the show. I'd consider a money line privately. You hate those. Yeah, they always talk about the 3 points, but boy, it seems like those 1 and 2 pointers are the ones that bite you. Falcons and Bengals in this one. Atlanta. What can you say? They're the kings of the spread so far. Here's how they should vote for Coach of the Year, Mindy. The coach with the best spread record.
Right. Why not?
They're the team that proved the public wrong week after week. The most overachieving team, right? So you'd think that would make Arthur Smith my Coach of the Year so far with his perfect spread record. He's getting points again on the road against let's just call them at this point the inconsistent Bengals.
Yeah, it's one of those that, to me, the Falcons are coming off a surprising win versus those 49ers. But, it had a lot to do with probably half of the 49ers team being out, defensively. But they had plenty of opportunities to win that game and just kind of, to me, made a lot of mistakes offensively. Or that could be that, the Falcons are making plays that they should to win games, right? So, yeah, the Bengals, I just think that they have the better defense in here. Again, if the 49ers defensive, guys were in there, I think they probably would have handled that game. The Bengals are here better offensively, 362 yards a game, Falcons 340. Bengals are 6-0 in their last 6 games here overall. I like the Bengals to cover in this one.
All right.
So
Mindy's
we'll,
going to go
buck the
against
trend
the
of
great Arthur Smith in this one. Yeah, Cincinnati 1-5 to the under so far. That shows, yes, they have had some offensive woes getting going early on. We know their offense can do some things, right? Airplane Boop says go over in the game. Latifa, Cincinnati on this one. And I'm going to go against Mindy here. I'm going to take my
the
Falcons.
Falcons.
They've done me good so far. I'm going to take them again. I'm going to take them plus the 6.5 points in this one. And how about
Challenge, Ramon challenge.
well, yeah, we disagree, but I just want to mention, I don't know, because here's a guy that you actually liked, Mindy. Now, I know you're going with Cincy, but Mariota, player of the week. Who would have
Right.
thought
I
that he's
know.
kind of,
Get him out of Tennessee and look what happens.
get him out of all those situations that he's been in. And
I know a lot. Yeah.
right. I mean, you wondered, you wonder if this is actually it. His the finally found his spot, because if anything, he might be right now, kind of maybe at his prime age, right, to be a quarterback in the National Football League, and they're having that success. So good for him. Player of the week. I don't think anybody saw that coming into the season, that he could, do what he did last week. Appreciate everybody. Browns and Ravens. Ravens at home here. They are favored now by 6.5. This was just ticked up a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Browns, thought going into the season they'd be losers of 3 straight here, and got beat up pretty bad versus the Patriots, 38-15. Ravens did lose to the Giants. I'm not sure why that occurred either. Ravens score, more points a game here than the Browns do. Ravens defense, they're still ranked 3rd in the NFL, have 8 interceptions, which we know that Brissett has been just throwing the ball up everywhere. I think the Ravens here have something to prove after losing to the Giants again in a game I don't really feel like they probably should have lost the way that game had been heading. It was kind of one of those, like, they didn't close out the Giants when they had the chance. I think the Ravens here, they're going to win by a touchdown.
All right. Mindy says lay those points with the Ravens. I think it's gone a little bit too far, and I don't feel comfortable actually laying the points. I'm going to take those Cleveland Browns in the rivalry game, as mentioned. Ravens and under here for Airplane Boop. Latifa says she can't go against Baltimore. Looks like I'm all alone here in this one with the Browns this week. And that's okay. That's okay. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a premium in this one on the total. So come on aboard, everybody. I'm doing well in the NFL. Just check the numbers. All right. Got to be more positive out here. Okay. Tampa Bay and Carolina. Tampa Bay. Oh, boy. They're an 11-point favorite. I think I just talked to we had who mentioned Tom in the chat.
Airplane Boop. Yeah.
I thought Brady, right. And I just talked to Tom. He's got a bar mitzvah to attend this Saturday, but he'll still make it to the game. Tom just does what he wants. He's like the guy who doesn't even go to practice. He just shows up for the game. He's like the middle linebacker in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Tom just does what he wants. But it's hard to cover big spreads even against crummy teams when you don't go to practice. Now he's not skipping practice every time, we know that, but uh, did have a crummy effort after obviously being at a wedding on Saturday at Kraft's wedding, and then showing up to the game on Sunday. Uh, Saturday's a walkthrough day, whatever. I get it, but can, can also, with Tom taking the preseason off, it's a little bizarre. I mean, you can do what you want when you're Tom. What are you going to do? But
Right.
it can't be the best situation week after week after week.
Yeah, right. I mean, like, is his head totally in it? I don't know, right? Both of these teams again coming off losses. We were all over the Steelers. We had them as one of our consensus plays. Panthers got beat up by the Rams 24-10. Still Panthers only scoring 17 points. Still probably going to have that backup starter in there too. Buccaneers, they're 5-1 to the under in the last 6 games. I'm going to go under in this one. Still hope that Tom's on hangover from his bar mitzvah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to agree with you. I think we can have a consensus here in this one. PJ Walker, obviously, struggling a little bit. This total's low, at 40.5 right now. Pretty low, but I'm willing to go, I think, a consensus with you in this one. These teams are combined 3-9 to the under so far. Yeah, 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone over, but we're at a different situation, I think, right now. Tampa Bay does pretty well against Carolina, and they have still, you mentioned, a good defense. I mean, look at this total, right? So you're looking somewhere,
Probably end at 38 is what we're looking for,
right? 24-14. Get you there. That'd be a Panthers cover, actually. Tough to cover 11 points in the NFL and stay under. I will say that. I mean, look, I'm not trying to sell anybody on PJ Walker. I mean, I may end up on PJ Walker, especially if this game opened 9.5. So Dom says Bucks spread. Lay it. I don't know how we're willing to lay. Get 14? It now. I would think get it now.
13.5, 14 might get there. You never know.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
you don't think
those
so?
Are such key numbers. And again, it's 11. It's 11 flat. So anyway, yeah, PJ Walker, he's getting the start. Dom said it. So we've got our consensus here on this one with the under Tampa Bay and Carolina. All right, we're doing good here. We're getting through. Last one of the morning games. The Packers and the Commanders in Washington. Green Bay. This one.
Do we have to cover this one? OMG, Ramon. OMG.
Well, okay, the Packers. I mean, it's still the Packers. I mean, I know Washington's kind of funky here, but Packers -5, and the total 41.5. Indeed.
I mean, are the Packers going to look any better this week than they did last, especially, playing away? I just don't know anymore who this or what this Packers team even is. Commanders, at least I think they go out and play tough. I'm not sure if there's anyone else playing out there besides, Rodgers right now. I'm going to have to go look to the under. It's 5-2 in the Packers' last 7 overall. I think no one can score. So let's take the under.
Kind of sounds like my social life, but I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly in this one. I think Green Bay is going to be able to limit Washington, certainly, and I think that they will probably get this cover as well. But I like the under in this one. I like the under.
That's right.
In this game, Washington's gone under in 4 straight. And
Lord,
one of their last 7 of their last 8 at home. So Dom says, look at my Commanders.
They got a real shot this weekend, taking off those Packers. Man.
Latifa says, what's going on with Aaron? Well, you know what? It's just, sometimes, I don't know. Is he is he taking his drink each game? You got to take that drink and get high or whatever it does.
What
What
does
is
he
it?
have? Like wheatgrass or something or what? I don't know
No,
what it
you
is.
don't you haven't followed that story?
No, I don't follow that. What?
Oh yeah. Come on, help me out in the chat, everybody. I don't want to have to look it up. We're not going to look it up right now. You can Google it. But it's a exotic uh, stimulant, a drink
Skittles?
that, huh?
Skittles? I'm kidding.
No, no. Uh, I can't help myself now.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, I can't help myself. Come on, you guys can uh, help me out in the chat. I mean, I know Mindy. I mean, uh, uh, uh,
Tea.
Ayahuasca is a psychedelic plant, and you mix
Oh,
it in a drink,
okay.
and it's a psychoactive, and
And he drinks that
it
before he
doesn't. It's
plays games?
totally legal. There's nothing wrong with this, and a lot of people go. I believe it. You go down to Peru is where this is a like a specialty, and this is where he had the revelation about this. Dom says it's a tea. It is. It's like a tea in a way, and it doesn't violate. It's like a plant.
But he drinks it before games?
He has said he has drank it before games.
Huh.
Oscar, and maybe when you see him with that goofy look, it just now when I look at him and he's like has that
It's
goofy
the
look,
psychedelic
I'm
tea. It
like,
has to be.
but you know what? I kind of want that guy in my life. I want the guy that drinks the hallucinogenic tea as my quarterback, right? So we're gonna go under. Now that I've finally got my computer rebooted, I can cover those numbers. I know I stumbled earlier. I was gonna give you the numbers. Okay, Mindy.
Yeah.
NFL
The under.
teams are averaging. NFL games are averaging 43.2 combined points this season. That's the lowest scoring season so far in 13 years. Of course, last week we saw over-unders go 4 and 10. For the season, the under is 57, 36, and 1. That's 61%. The unders have not started that strong over the first 6 weeks of the season since 1994. That's
Oh, wow.
28 years.
That's when I
So,
graduated from high
yes,
school.
this is the lowest average season so far, it looks like, in 13 years, also since 2009. So
Wow.
it's not a fluke. It is a trend at this point, I would say. So.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, we'll cover the rest of the card when we see you on Sunday with those 4 afternoon games, and of course the late game as well with the Steelers and the Dolphins. And not a great card really on that Sunday afternoon. I guess the feature is Kansas City and San Francisco, which that sounds okay. It's at least Kansas City's on the road, but not exactly a thrill a minute with that afternoon card. So, all right, moving next into more football. We're going to college football. We have, I don't know, 14 more games to cover. So, I guess we got a 2-hour show. That's all right.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us for a couple hours.
Well,
It's
man,
awesome.
it's been really fun with all the chat today. That's really what's made it cool. Okay, we got one game we got to cover that we didn't cover yesterday.
Because there
But
was
let's
operator error.
well, it's just we weren't sure because of UNLV at Notre Dame. Notre Dame is a favorite here by 4 touchdowns, total 47.
Yeah, Notre Dame lost that last one in a close one to Stanford, where I think we were on Notre Dame, but good old Tony at Stanford. He said the only good guy on that team is the quarterback, right? UNLV, on the other hand, they were blown out 7-42 by the Air Force. And UNLV, they just struggle all the time. They only gain, about 180 yards of offense. They only put up, 4 turnovers a game, it seems. Notre Dame, on the other hand, they put up 400 yards of total offense. I think they're going to come back this week, have a bounce back. Notre Dame's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 in October. I'm going to take Notre Dame here, cover that big old giant spread.
Yeah, I know there's going to be some support out there for UNLV. I get it. Notre Dame has been, big big Notre Dame disappointment or whatever as usual. So, but Notre Dame 5-0 against the spread against Mountain West Conference teams. No, UNLV's quarterback. I still don't think we know if he's going to play. UNLV's quarterback. He's pretty good, and if he's out, that really is going to be a big factor. So last I saw, I think it's still questionable, and I think it's a big difference between him and the backup. So I'm gonna have to agree with you, Mindy. I think
let's do it.
we got a consensus play here to add to our other plays from that block. I don't know how far we've gone so far, or if we have to put it in a different pack. It doesn't matter.
We had two games. We had 2 games thus far, and we packaged them with the 3 11 o'clock games and the 2 4 or 5 pack as well. So we have a 3 pack at 11, and then the 5 pack in there so far. So then we can add another, package if we get some more consensus plays right now.
Well, we could have, we're laying a premium price here. I mean, we could have laid, a field goal less, but look, I think Notre Dame can win it by 5 touchdowns in this one. So I'm okay with it still as a consensus play here. I like Notre Dame to blow them out. Could have laid less. Careful, everybody. Don't get too crazy on this one. Could have laid 24 or so, but we're laying 27 points with Notre Dame.
We're doing it.
Boston College and Wake Forest. Wake Forest, what a season so far for Wake. They're favored here by 3 touchdowns. Total 61.
Yeah, I mean, Boston College just couldn't do anything against Clemson, losing 31-3. Wake Forest, on the other hand, coming off a 2-game win streak, beating Army in a blowout 45-10. Wake's ranked 19th in the country, average 41.2 points per game, 440 yards of offense. And, Boston College just hasn't been good, especially on the road. They've lost 5 out of 6 on the road. Wake Forest, on the other hand, 5-2 against the spread, 6-1 in their last 7 games overall. I like Wake Forest. I think they can cover the minus 20.5.
It's a lot of points, and that's pointed out there. Yeah, pointed out there by Timmy, I think is what he's talking about here. A lot of points. For me, the series has gone under in 10 of the last 11. Boston College may have trouble scoring here. I think we both can agree on that. So I'm going to go under the 61 in this one. It's already been kind of on the move by a point and a half or so. My free play is going to be on the under in BC and Wake.
Cool.
BYU is going to be traveling to take on Liberty. Wow, Liberty.
Liberty.
Hot. They're hot. What can you say? They're looking good. And BYU going on the road. BYU's got that interesting schedule. 1 week we're playing Arkansas. The next week we're playing Liberty. It doesn't matter.
You can do what you want when you're an independent, right?
BYU, right? Just play what you want.
But
Sycamore next.
Right. I mean, I think Liberty is interesting in this game. They're coming off the 4-game win streak in their last one. Going up against Gardner Webb in a NCAA college basketball shootout, 21-20. BYU lost against Arkansas. They give up quite a few points a game here. BYU, they're also 0-5 against the spread the last 5, 1-6 against the spread their last 7 road games. So I'm going to hand Liberty some points, and I'm going to take them.
Mindy says, "Give me Liberty."
Or give me
that. For me, look, Liberty, the 6-1 record, pretty impressive. I mean, look at their schedule. I get it, but BYU hasn't covered anything in over a month, so that's where I would have my concerns. Laying a touchdown on the road when I could have laid 5 points when it came out, and now would have to lay 7. So Dom says take BYU, but I'm going to end up going on the over in this one with BYU and Liberty. I think BYU will have not too much trouble scoring actually in this one. I think Liberty can indeed keep up. I kind of lean towards BYU. I'm not sure because I do like Liberty, but for me, it's going to be over in BYU and Liberty. Well, we're back in the MAC. Seems like
Mac
we
attack.
seems like we're always talking about the MAC.
It seems
Western
like it.
Michigan on the road here at Miami of Ohio. Miami of Ohio is up to a 6.5 point favorite, and this total has dropped to 44.5.
Yeah, it was funny
44.
because when I was, putting this game in, writing down some notes, I was like, didn't we already do this one? I swear we already had this game. But yeah, Western Michigan, their lost two straight now. Last one to Ohio, 14-33. So that's probably where I was thinking, hey, we just did this game.
Yeah.
Miami, Ohio lost to that Bowling Green team, 13-17. I think the big difference comes here on the defensive side of this game. Miami, Ohio, they're 5-1 against the spread their last 6 home games. I think Miami, Ohio here can get it done with the better defense. Western Michigan gives up 31 points a game as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely Miami, Ohio has the better defense here, I think. Western Michigan, I don't think they're in terrible position. Miami of Ohio 1-6 to the under in those 7 games. 1-4 to the under last 5 meetings between the two. One that bothers me here, however, is for Western Michigan. This kind of favors what you're saying. Western Michigan 1-6 against the spread of their last 7 against teams under 500, and also Western Michigan 1-9 against the spread off a double-digit loss at home, but getting the laying points with Miami of Ohio does kind of worry me there. This total is dropping from an opener of 45.5 to 44 on some sharp action, and I'm going to be following my friends the sharps here. I'm going to be under 44. I'm getting it now before it goes any lower. So
right.
Indy's on Miami of Ohio, Redhawks, and I'm on the under. Marshall and Madison. And Madison here, a big favorite, is going higher, 12.5 now. Total 50.5. 50.5. Wow, that's a big drop actually. This total was as high as 55.
Yeah, I mean, Marshall here, they were playing really good, right? They surprised us all with Notre Dame. And then you have James Madison, who was pretty much covering anything here until, last week. But again, I like James Madison in this spot again. I just think they're tough. I think Marshall's kind of on the downside. Marshall also, those third down efficiency, they're in like the bottom third of all NCAA football when it comes to defensive scoring efficiency. I'll take James Madison here, minus 12.5.
Yeah, they should be able to slow Marshall. Marshall's got that good rushing attack, no doubt about it. Look, Madison plays great defense. Last week, maybe it was an anomaly. I don't know. They gave up yards big time last week, but that's Georgia Southern. I mean, they can get that thing once they get that thing rolling. That can be a little bit deadly when Georgia Southern is on a roll, even though they're been inconsistent. So, but I'm going to have to give this one out as a free play right now on the under. I like the under. It was a premium for me at 54, and you can see how startled I was to see how many points I missed out on. Not going to make my card now on the premium side. I'm going to give this one out as an under in this one. Marshall 1-5 to the under so far. Yes, Madison 5-1 to the over. But again, I think Marshall, their penchant to run the football kind of could keep this going. I give Marshall more of a chance than maybe you and Tony do in this one. Love Madison. We've definitely been on them. But I'm going to go on the under here, under 50.5. Here's that Georgia Southern team now. We just talked about them. They are on the road here against ODU. ODU favorite, 2.5. Could go to 3. Total is 67.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams won last time out. Georgia Southern they were the ones to take out James Madison. And Old Dominion, they got it beat up by Coastal 49-21. Or I guess they beat up on Coastal. My apologies, 49-21.
Yeah.
Old Dominion here probably have a little bit better defense, I would say, but Georgia Southern, they have all the trends with them. They're 4-1 against the spread the last 5 conference games, 8-2 against the spread their last 10 overall. I like Georgia Southern plus a little bit of points here in this one.
Okay. Look, I know the perception is that these teams don't play very much defense, but I just think the total's kind of high. Um, I don't know. I want to come in on the under. It worries me because you look at those scores. Look at the Madison score was what 45-38, 70 points in that Coastal game. I mean, these are some big numbers. But uh, man, Georgia Southern definitely has the better offense here. I'm gonna have to take a pass. Yeah.
Did I write that down wrong, Ramon? Because I had it at 57.5. Is it 67.5? Did you verify?
Oh yeah. Yeah. In
Okay.
fact, 67 and a half juice to the over. That's that. I'm looking to the under in this game. I want to. I'm going to reserve my play a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
I just must have typed that one in wrong.
okay.
That's a big difference, huh?
I don't know if that
67 and
changes.
57. Goodness.
All right. Next up is a big one in the. I don't know what to think of the Pac-12 at this point. I mean, they're playing some big games to kind of eliminate teams, but they're still not getting any. Going to get the respect, I think, with the the playoff format, and some team is going to emerge from the Pac-12, and I don't know who it's necessarily going to be. UCLA is an underdog here against UCLA. Oregon's the favorite by 6. How's that? Oregon's 6-point favorite, total 72.5. Let's just turn it over to Mindy.
Yeah, and that's what I think too. I think this one is going to be, the game here of home field advantage, right? UCLA haven't really had any real tough road games here thus far. Oregon, they're 5-0 against the spread the last 5 home games. So I do expect Oregon here to use this home field advantage here to power down the touchdowns there from UCLA. So I like Oregon -6.
Yeah, great contrast too, because you have Oregon. They've allowed 1 sack all season. UCLA does have the top sack man in the Pac-12, one of the top guys in the nation. But and this spread's kind of getting away from us a little bit. So let's make it a consensus play before. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go much higher, but it could. But I think the fact, and you see what Dom said about UCLA's defense being horrible. But they do get after the quarterback, but Oregon protects the quarterback. I think this one could be kind of an outrageous game. We could see 80 points here in this one. So let's take Oregon. I think the high score will help us maybe get that cover. Let's have a consensus play on the Ducks on Saturday.
Go Ducks.
Going to be rocking at Autzen Stadium with the Ducks in that big game against UCLA. UCLA, remember, they're coming in 6-0. They're the team that still has that outside chance. Oregon, no slouch, obviously, at 5-1. Combined, the teams have gone 9-3 to the over, and the series has gone 4-1-1 to the over at Oregon, and Oregon's gone over in 4 of the last 5. So could be a wild one, but we're going to take Oregon here in this one. North Texas and UTSA. Sounds like a pretty outrageous game too, especially considering this line. It's up to 73. Oh my gosh! And UTSA is a 10-point favorite. You opened UTSA 8.5 and 70.5. Now it's 10 and 73.
Yeah, I mean, the way UTSA's, kind of started the season, I thought they might have just, got on a streak and, run away with games. But then, it just kind of hasn't really seemed to be that way so much, right? North Texas, they have the 10th ranked rushing game. They average 251 yards a game. North Texas 7-2. Their last 9 road games, 10-4, their last 14 overall. I like North Texas and this run game. I'm going to take them here, getting points, slowing that game down a little bit. But perhaps not. I mean, with a 73, total, it's, how much can they slow it down, right?
No, it seems like an outrageous game. The teams are combined to the over, 10-4 to the over. I think both teams 5-2 to the over. UTSA 6-1 to the over off of a spread loss. You mentioned North Texas. They haven't fared very well in this series, but they are getting the double digits now. Um, but for me, I think I'm still going to lay the points. I'm going to go against you. I'm going to take North Texas. I'm going to take a UTSA. I don't like the fact that it's gone up to 10, so I'm going to have to make it a free play. But we're in disagreement on this one. I'm going to lay those points with UTSA. Mindy is going to take North Texas. I'm saving the total for a premium. Hint, hint.
Right.
Texas on the road at Oklahoma State, getting into some good action here now as we wrap up the college card. Got a big game in the Big 12. Teams are combined 10-3. So, what do you think of this big game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty intriguing, right? I mean, probably as good as that Oregon UCLA game to me, Texas beat Iowa State, close one, 24-21. Oklahoma State got their first loss to a good TCU team, 40-43. Oklahoma State has a 7th ranked offense, while Texas, they score also 36 points a game, but that's not as much as 45 there for the Oklahoma State team. To me, it kind of looks like this line doesn't really show a whole lot of respect to, Oklahoma State, considering they're, 5-1 and their loss was to a ranked team by, 3 points. Texas, they're 3-8 against the spread. Last 11 conference games, 1-4 in their last 5 road games. Oklahoma State 11-2-1 against the spread in the last 14 conference games. I think this is an easy pick for me. I like Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it just seems outrageous that the spread has gone all the way up to 6.5 in this one. That does seem, they're getting so much respect from the public here. I mean, that thing is really on the move. Was just 3.5. A general opener of 3.5. Oklahoma State was a favorite on the early line, the preseason line. So. Texas 1-5 to the under in their last 6 conference games, and 1-5 to the under in their last 6 on the road. We could see this. Look at that total at 61. It continues to kind of move lower. I actually have it considerably lower than that by nearly a touchdown. So kind of leaning that way. But that's what I'm going to end up doing on this one. Is I'm going to go on the under. Mindy's going to take Oklahoma State, and I'm going to take the under in this game. Ole Miss, undefeated. Ole Miss is a dog on the road against LSU. The total is currently, is this right? 68. Wow.
I had that one written down. I didn't have that one as 58 or anything. Yeah, I mean,
it opened 64, and then the early look ahead was 60.5. So this is a very high number right now.
Yeah, I mean, Ole Miss ranked 7th in the nation right now, coming off a really nice win against Auburn. LSU also came out victorious against, Florida after losing to Tennessee. But we know Tennessee is no slouch of a team. Ole Miss averages 40 points a game. Defensively, only gives up 17. LSU scores 33 per game and gives up 21. So, pretty evenly matched here offensively, defensively. Ole Miss 4-1 against the spread the last 5 road games, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 following and against the spread loss. LSU here, I usually like these kind of teams that have this home field advantage, but I think Ole Miss is going to be too much for them offensively. I like them +2.
Well, I don't want to go against my guy Jalen Daniels coming off his career high necessarily, but I don't mind getting 2 points in this one with Ole Miss. I think I'm going to agree with you, Mindy, and take Ole Miss in this one. I know that the LSU is getting a little bit of public support. Ole Miss was a 1.5 point favorite, and now they're a 2-point dog. I get it. LSU looked good in their last game at home, but could be an exciting game, could be a close game. Obviously, it's going to be a high-scoring game. The total's already gone up I have it projected. Look, I really loved it. I liked it a lot at 64. I probably still like it over at 68. Or only one of the last 6 meetings has gone under, and only one of the last 6 meetings at LSU has gone under. So let's have a consensus play. Let's take Ole Miss on the road against LSU. All right. Memphis and Tulane. Man, Tulane, what a story they've been this season. They're up to a 7-point favorite here, total 56.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis is also coming off a 2-game losing skid here. They lost to East Carolina. Tulane now, like you said, they won 3 games in a row, had a big win against South Florida. I think they're similar offensively, but, Tulane only allows 15 points a game here. Memphis, on the other hand, gives up double that, about 30. I like Tulane where they sit again in this spot. They're 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 overall. I'll take them here, only giving up a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down again for a consensus play, I think, here in this one. Look, 6-1 straight up against the spread. They've also covered 5 straight conference games. Memphis 0-6 off of a spread win. So Memphis also 2-5 against the spread their last 7. Could be another high-scoring game. So let's take Tulane. Let's have another consensus.
Consensus, back to
back. Yeah, I like Tulane. Lay the touchdown against Memphis. Okay, let's get back into Big Ten country.
Oh, goodness, here we go.
Yeah, 2 of the last 3 games, and we're going to be right up Mindy's Big Ten alley here with Maryland, though, big favorite here, 2 touchdowns against Northwestern. Total has dropped to 50.5.
Yeah, this one again, this is a tough one for me. Northwestern, they're coming off, a bad loss to Wisconsin, 42-7. Maryland beat Indiana 38-33, but may have lost their quarterback to maybe MCL sprain, it looks like. Northwestern's passing offense only gains about 282 yards a game, but they do go up against a pass defense that gives up 315 yards a game here too. So if Maryland, we're looking at maybe a backup quarterback, Northwestern, a solid passing game, I think they might be able to keep this one close. I'm going to take Northwestern here, plus 13.5.
I agree, Mindy, believe it or not. Going to have a third straight consensus play. I'm concerned, if Tagovailoa cannot go in this one. Look, we've already took our lump. We took our lumps with Northwestern a little bit already,
Yes.
and their disappointing season so far. But this one could end up being a much, much lower. We already see the total at 50.5, and you know what? It could be lower than that, if you know what I mean. And getting 2 touchdowns here. We know Maryland, they're playing a little bit, I want to say better defense of late, but maybe it is a little bit better considering their poor situation. So let's go ahead and take 2 touchdowns, 13.5. I'm willing to do it. Load up on consensus here.
That's right. We're going for it.
Yeah, our college numbers are decent. We're in the green. All right, FIU and Charlotte. I thought I saw. Miller Entertainment. Thank you for joining us today as well. Great to have you here. All right, Mindy, Florida International and Charlotte. Florida International. They've been pretty bad, but boy, this is a bad game.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
I need to get them to 4 wins this season, right? I keep on telling you.
Okay.
Yeah. We got to get going on it. Got to get going. These teams are both, struggling here, to say the least. Charlotte, they're only scoring about 10 points a game, but they're giving up, 44. It ranks them 262nd in the country. I just think Charlotte here, they just give up way too many points. I think I'm going to go FIU here in this one.
Me too. I agree. Believe it or not. Just look, two bad teams. Over's gone 4-0 in the last 4 meetings. It's going to be a wild one. So I think FSU can stay in. It was 45-33 last year, 12-point game. So it could be just a crazy, crazy game. Both bad defenses. Bad defenses. I'm going to take Florida International. Charlotte with their 1-6 spread record. Charlotte 0-4 against the spread. Their last 4 at home, and the last 5 at home have gone over. So sounds like it's going to be a high-scoring game with poor defense. Might leave all kinds of back doors open, especially at 2 touchdowns. Boy, we're loading up here.
I know. Look at us go.
We're going to have 20 plays this week.
That's all right. It's all right.
Purdue at Wisconsin. Let's end our coverage of the day, our 2-hour show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Let's take a look at Purdue and Wisconsin and wrap it up for a massive day of over 30 games previewed here on the Morning Steam.
Yeah, I think we're almost closer to 35. Purdue here won 4 games in a row, beat up on that lowly Nebraska team, 43-37. Wisconsin then lost to a struggling Michigan team, Michigan State team, that is, 28-34. Purdue's offense, they kind of put it to the Huskers there. In Wisconsin, they kind of did, the same there to Michigan State. Kind of surprised me in that one, especially with that coaching change and such. I'm going to look to Purdue here on the road. Going to Wisconsin, Purdue is 5-1 against the spread their last 6 games, following an ATS loss because Nebraska did cover that spread. And the pick is Purdue plus 2.5.
All right, taking the Boilers. Look, they don't do very well in this series. They've covered 3.
I should say Purdue, right? Purdue.
Yeah, you know all the cliches. Wisconsin 0-5 against the spread against teams above 500. 1-5 against the spread. Their last 6 Big Ten games, that does help you, however. But these teams are a combined 10-4 to the over this season, and 4-1 to the over in the last 5 meetings. I can see this one. I'm already getting some value here. I would wait probably. Maybe the total will go down at open 53, but since I have to make a play here, and I could pass, but I don't want to. Right. I'm going to go over as my free play. Purdue and Wisconsin.
Cool.
And Dom has a play for us there.
Yes.
Liking Purdue money line, take them on the money line plus $1.10 or so, I'd say. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Miller Entertainment. Thanks, everybody. Let's wrap it up here on the show, but also we're going to cruise over just one more time. Let me get us on the right screen here. And head on over to the website one more time at tonyspicks.com, where you'll find our premium picks, absolutely our best picks each and every day here at tonyspicks.com. You can use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, short-term or long-term, it doesn't matter. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Mindy, we already talked about our consensus plays today.
Nice.
We've got some going. What do you think you'll be doing?
It is a wild day, isn't it? So it's kind of one of those, like I have one play per sport that I'm putting out there. I have 5 picks today. So I'll be in on the NFL. I'll be in on college football. I'll be in on NBA. I'll be on NHL. Oh, and Major League Baseball. Right. I'm in, Ramon. I'm in. But I only got one in each sport.
Well, there you see. Mindy's got a 3-pack for $30. Guaranteed. Thursday night 3-pack. All of our packages here now at Tony's Picks are guaranteed. And what is profit guarantee? Meaning if you subscribe to any of our daily pick packages and your package does not show a profit, you'll get credits back to your account. We want to make sure you have a great experience with us here at Tony's Picks. We always have a great experience with you here on the shows, but if you subscribe to our picks, we want to thank everybody. Also, we want to thank those that are getting on board with our premiums here on the show. Our consensus.
Yeah, we had someone grab our early morning 3-pack of college football. So, yay. So get out there, get those picks.
Oh, okay, great. And again, if it doesn't show a profit, you get credits back. You don't have to go with us. You can go with another capper if you want. But again, you can watch our shows here and get the picks for free. We just gave out, I don't know, 15 consensus plays or so. Maybe it was 12 or so. But if you don't catch the show every
14.
time, or you want to make sure you don't miss the picks, you can subscribe to our pick packages over there as well. Mindy, you got a great solid card today. Very impressive. We'll see hopefully a great day for you, and I'll be in action as well in all those sports that Mindy mentioned: the NBA, Major League Baseball.
What a good day for sports.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those days. They said, hey, I want all 4 sports. You're getting them today, everybody, over at Tony'sPicks.com, and catch us later on. Mindy and I will be coming back to you in about 4 hours with game day picks as well. And don't forget Soccer Picks Daily, 2:15 Eastern, 11:15 Pacific, with Paul Lagaretos. A huge card today of Europa League action over, and they'll be covering that on Soccer Picks Daily. So, all right, Mindy, we've been here long enough. We would thank every single person that was in the chat, especially those who commented today. Dom, Latifa, Timmy was in there today, right?
Brian, Mario, yeah.
Airplane Boot, Tongue Tied, didn't mention you today. Appreciate having you in there as well. Young Shard also joined us, and my special thanks goes to each and every one of you. You know who you are, that were here from the moment we logged on today and stayed throughout the show. I think that's appreciative as well. So
yeah, and remember, we're not on live tomorrow. We get a day off, so Ramon can go catch games for his sports writing gig on the side.
Yeah, I gotta rest up. I mean, I can't handle, but we're gonna have to find a way, Mindy, to get those games in. And if we stay hot, I don't know what you're gonna do. What if we stay hot on consensus picks? We need, Friday picks. I mean, the situation, it's really what we give out on the show, so we might have to find a way around that if we stay
record a show we had talked about, something like that. But it is nice to get at least one day off in there to get some rest and refresh.
I'm concerned because we're giving out so many winners. All right.
That's not a bad thing, right?
Right. That's my so we'll tackle that as we get there. We might need to do something because we got winners. Log on to Tony'sPicks.com and use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Follow Mindy and I as well. All right.
See you back on Saturday.
For Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.